So I just want to talk to you a little bit about the charities that I'm raising for, and a bit of a reason kind of behind that. So obviously the first charity that I'm raising for is Neverest Orthopedics Foundation, which is the charity that Ed is supporting to raise this 250 grand to build this spinal hospital. So yeah, obviously explained a bit about that in the last video. So Neverest, just incredible work that they're doing, and really excited to be part of this story and support, you know, them on their journey and Ed on his journey, which is just incredible. I've only recently met Ed, but when you do meet him, you just kind of understand his presence, and he's just done so incredibly well, and his mental attitude is just inspiring. Especially for me at the moment, this year has been a bit of a tough year, and this kind of brings into the second charity that I'm raising for. So on Christmas Eve, I found out that my mum had a brain tumour. She'd been unwell up and down last year, but no one could really work out what the actual problem was. She had a big problem with high blood pressure. She'd lost the sight in one of her eyes through what they thought at the time was a TIA, a mini stroke. But it wasn't until I think it was her cardiologist or someone turned around and said, "Have you had a brain scan?" And she said, "No." And then they scanned her brain and they found a significant, sized tumour. So, very scary. None of us really kind of knew what to expect and knew what the options on the table were. It turned out not a lot, really. She was advised to have the operation to remove the tumour. So we all agreed, and, she said, "I want it out. Otherwise it was going to cause, ongoing problems." So, yeah, she was booked in for brain surgery on the 12th of February. And we'd all just about psyched ourselves up, ready to kind of get her through it and understand the risks and, just brave face it. And 24 hours before the operation was due, it was cancelled due to an infection that she had, which meant they had to wait. She had to go on antibiotics. They couldn't do the surgery. So a very agonising time for her and all of us then, when we had to wait another 5 weeks until she had the new date for the surgery. So, yeah, new date came around, and I think this time we were all just like, right, get on with it. And she went into surgery, and it was a 7-8 hour surgery, so a pretty big surgery. And safe to say that 8 hours waiting just by the phone for a call to tell us that she was okay was the most excruciating hours I've had of my life, probably this far. It was, very, very tough on everyone. She survived. She didn't just survive, she smashed it. She was brilliant. We went in to see her in ICU the next day, and she knew who we were and was getting a few words out, and was even making gags to the doctor about something to do with Dad. So, yeah, we knew she was good. She was mum. We just felt so happy and, relieved that she was okay. And, it was a tough week then ahead, get her through the recovery and then hopefully get her home. So she bossed it. She was so great. She ended up coming out of hospital 2 days early. Just incredible mental attitude, and just an inspiration to be around. She was, not once did she complain. Huge wound and head shaved and everything, and she was brilliant. So we were absolutely over the moon to get her home, and just so buzzing that hopefully this whole thing was kind of going to be over. They managed to get 98% of the tumour in the operation, but because it was wrapped around like the main vein that feeds the brain, they weren't able to cut the entire thing away. So we knew she'd have to have it scanned and make sure it wasn't growing again. He was pretty sure from experience of what he'd seen that it was benign, which was obviously just incredible. But we needed to wait for the test results to confirm that. So back to the kind of waiting game. Anyway, 2 days later, doctor came to see Mum to check up on her, and Mum said to the doctor that she hadn't said anything about this because of everything that was going on, but around Christmas time she'd found a lump in her left breast and wanted him to check it. So he did. She was sent in to go and see the doctor 2 days later, and came home confirming that she had breast cancer. So, having just been through hell and back with brain surgery, no small thing, here we were again, just floored, really, to be honest with you, by the news, that just couldn't believe she was having to go through something like this. You never think it's going to happen to you. Been very fortunate, actually, that cancer isn't something I've come up close to before in my life, and it's never the word you want to hear, is it? And it knocked the wind out of me when I did. But Mum was stoic. She just rallied. We had our moment. We had our small breakdown. And then she rallied, and she was like, it's fine. I've just survived brain surgery. Like, I'm going to do this. It's going to, be great. And then as the weeks went on, through the mammogram had only shown up one mass, so we thought stage 1, great, caught it early, good. But the scan, the MRI scan for the second results, had shown another mass. So she was diagnosed stage 2, at which point they said, we need to now check your lymph nodes, make sure it hasn't spread any further. So they did that, and another week of waiting, and the results came back saying it had spread to the lymph nodes. And suddenly it wasn't quite so simple. So they said that they wanted to give her a left breast mastectomy, because that was going to be the safest way for him to go in and see and hopefully get rid of it and see that it hadn't spread any further into the body. And they then biopsy the cancer here in the UK, and then they send it away for DNA testing in America, which they can't do here in the UK, and then that confirms whether or not it's spread. So the mastectomy was now be 3 weeks on Wednesday ago that she had it. It's Sunday night now. And she's doing amazing. She's just, gotten on, brave, strong, recovering quickly, on her feet, can't keep her down. That's the most exhausting thing, is making her not do stuff. And last week we found out that the results showed that they think they've cut the cancer away from the operation, which was just total and utter relief to finally get some good news. So, sorry, I'm rambling now, a bit of a long story, but just wanted to kind of give the background. So I'm raising my second half of my funds for breast cancer now, which I think is a fantastic charity, and I'm pleased to be a part of this now, having suffered directly with someone so close to me who's now got cancer. We're not there yet. We're waiting for the DNA results to come back from America, which will tell us whether Mum will have to have chemo, and tell her some more personalised statistics in terms of the risk of it returning, and what we can do. Because great news is, with the amount of lymph nodes they had to take away, he's pretty sure that it hasn't spread anywhere else in the body, which is just, would be and is amazing. So we'll double confirm that. And if we have to do the chemo, we'll do the chemo. We'll smash it out of the park. But so for me, this trip has been a really positive focus during a very negative time. It's, kept me exercising, which is something I really enjoy. And I think is really important when you're going through a tough time. So that's me. That's why I'm doing this. And I hope you enjoy following my progress. And I will be starting the hammering the please sponsor me chat from 1 week out. So if you're interested and like this story, then please support. Anything is greatly appreciated. Okay, over and out. Bye.